what up, guys, and welcome to another episode of Talking Movies with D, and that's me. I'm your host, Derek Woodring, actor, model, and big movie buff, and today I came to bring you guys a review on the movie that's right behind me. Is Ant-Man. Ant-Man is the final movie in Marvel's Phase 3, and here's a quick description of what it is, and I'm just want to do a quick movie review on the whole movie, actually. So the description is Scott Lang, played by Paul Rudd, who's our main protagonist, is an ex-con, and he just recently got out, and he's basically trying to change his life around and leave the whole criminal side behind and be everything his daughter is already sees in her mind, the role model that she believes that he is, and his struggle of trying to deal with that. And while all that's going on, and he's having issues with his ex-wife and her new husband, which made me think a lot about that kind of stuff, just because it's real world. But and then Hank Pym is watching him as well, and been watching him for a while. Hank Pym, is played by Michael Douglas, and he's basically the person who created the Pym particles, which made the ant suit and is the reason why he's able to shrink and grow. And Hank Pym is actually the original Ant-Man, which happened between Captain America 1 and the first Avengers, but we never see all that. We get a little bit of it in the movie. Excuse me. And basically, Hank Pym is trying to recruit Scott Lang to put on the ant suit because he needs somebody to take over the suit now, because he's trying to keep everything secret. The whole thing is Hank Pym hasn't been Ant-Man in forever, and he doesn't want anybody to use it. So just quickly before I break into what negatives and positive I found, I believe you need to know this is not your big blockbuster Marvel movie as you would expect. It's not an Avengers or a Guardians of the Galaxy where it's going to be big, epic explosions and everything like that. It's very small scale, pun intended, and it's really just a heist movie with a superhero in it. That's really what it is. I wouldn't call it an origin story of Ant-Man because Hank Pym was the original Ant-Man, and not sure if we're going to get any of that later on down the line. But it is Scott Lang's origin story to Ant-Man, and they did it very well in my opinion. As far as my negatives, and I don't have very many, and one of them, and the main one, is the villain. And Marvel gets a lot of crap for their villains, mainly in my opinion because Loki's so great, and in my opinion Ultron is as well. But the guy that played him did very well, and I believe the reason why he became a villain. But when he became Yellow Jacket, the guy who's fighting Ant-Man and who's Ant-Man's threat, he's kind of a throwaway character. It's like, I'm not gonna remember him like a Loki or Thanos or Ultron. I'm not gonna remember him like those characters. He's more like Malekith off of Thor: The Dark World. He's like, I really had to think about his name just to even come up with it. Then also the editing, they could have edited it a little bit better because the movie runs at almost 2 hours, and it drags just a little bit, just enough for me to pay attention. I mean, just enough to catch my attention. It's not really a big negative. I'm really nitpicking in that because it didn't bug me much. I just noticed it. And the last thing is I would say is the guy who played Kurt. He's in the group of T.I. and Michael Pena. I'm not sure of his name, but his accent when he first spoke, his accent annoyed me. But as the movie went on and I got caught up in the movie, it didn't bother me really at all. But when I first heard it, I was like, I hate his accent. But that's neither here nor there. Then the last thing I'll say is more of a positive and a negative is the relationship with the ants. You would never, I mean, you think of an ant, you step on it, who cares? You don't think about it like you would a dog or anything like that. But in the movie, it definitely made me feel have a relationship and care about the ants, and I kind of wish they'd have did that just a little more. There's some things that happen in the movie, and my first thought was, I wish I got a little bit more time with the ants because it's called Ant-Man, and they're so important to what they do. I wish we'd have built a little bit more relationship with like Anthony, and he didn't name it. He only named one ant, and it was Anthony. And I wish we'd just got more of that relationship with him because he does build one. Now for my positives, this is not a comedy, but it's a very funny movie. It's probably one of the funniest Marvel movies, standalone Marvel movies. I can't think of where I would put it, but in this sense of how funny it is, but it's definitely last. I mean, you have Paul Rudd, T.I. is very funny, Michael Penn is very funny, Michael Douglas, everybody brings out the comedy in a sense, and it feels so natural. And that's another one of my positives. The chemistry with the whole cast is that they all work together very well. They all play together, and they all serve their part perfectly. Things that could have went terribly wrong end up being real good for me. And like Michael Pena with the way he was telling some of the stories, I mean, to some people it could come off annoying, but to me it was just laughing the entire time. And I'll just leave that for you guys to ponder on, I guess. Another one of my positives are the family aspect, as I brought up before, is Scott Lang and his daughter. They were just their relationship. It was very great. And it's how you would think somebody trying to not only impress their kid but live up to the hype of what their kid expects from them or what their kid already believes in their mind. Especially when the little girl's so innocent because her dad just brings her a gift. And it's not a good gift, but it's obviously a gift that whatever her dad does, she's on his side. And the gift's not great, but she even said it's like, he's ugly, but I love him. And that's what all she cared about was the gift from her dad. And that's something, you can't really take away from a daughter, especially at a young age. And as well as Hank Pym and his daughter Hope, their relationship and their arc, I love theirs as well because of where they started and then where they finished. I wish we could have got a little bit more time with that as well, but for the amount of time we had, I mean, it was enough for me. And then the last thing I liked about it was its tie-in with the Marvel Universe. It didn't force it on us. The two, I should have brought this up before. There's two different end credit scenes, and both tie in to the Marvel Universe. And to me, I would say it ties into Civil War, a big deal. And so they do a couple of subtle things. I don't want to give up any spoilers. Granted, the TV spot already gave up which Avenger actually is in Ant-Man, but I'm not gonna say it here because just in case you guys haven't seen it. But it's very enjoyable, real good movie. So I say go see it. I've already recommended it to a few people and proved those people wrong who Adrian and OJ thought it was gonna be a dumb movie, and OJ hasn't seen it yet, but Adrian already said, yeah, he has to remember. I knew what I was talking about. It's like Guardians of the Galaxy with OJ. I was right. But that's all I have. I got to give my score. So out of 10, I give the movie a 8.5. It definitely is a movie to remember and definitely a movie I'll buy. 8.5 is a good number. It's like to get to 9, that's gotta be. I think Guardians of the Galaxy I gave like a 9.5. So it's gotta be. I hear it and I just want to see it. I'm granted I want to see this movie again in theaters, but I think I saw Guardians of the Galaxy like 3 times straight and I had to. I was looking for reasons to see it. So that's why I wouldn't give it a 9 or 9.5, but definitely a 8.5, because it was a great movie. So. Anyways, that's what I thought about Ant-Man, and that's my review on it. Please jump down in the comments and let me know how you felt about the movie, what you thought before going to see it, and what you thought after. If you agree with me, if you disagree, just let me know, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll catch you guys next time on my next review. All right, deuces.